Malaysia's education system is a reflection of its multicultural identity, structured, diverse, and steadily improving. Public schools follow a national curriculum taught primarily in Malay, while science and mathematics often incorporate English, creating a bilingual environment for most students. International schools are widespread in major cities, offering British, American, or IB programs for families seeking global pathways. Universities like the University of Malaya, University Kebangsaan Malaysia, and Multimedia University attract students from across Asia, with programs in engineering, medicine, IT, and business that are regionally competitive. For many families, education is a central priority. Parents invest heavily in tutoring, weekend classes, and enrichment programs. In urban centers, it's common to see students heading to language centers, music schools, or robotics workshops after regular classes, a rhythm that shapes the country's next generation toward ambition and global mobility. Healthcare in Malaysia is one of its strongest pillars. The public system is highly affordable, with government hospitals offering treatments at prices that are a fraction of Western costs. Though public facilities can be crowded and waiting times long, the quality of medical professionals remains high. The private healthcare sector, meanwhile, is modern, fast, and equipped with advanced technology. Cities like Kuala Lumpur and Penang have developed into regional medical tourism hubs, drawing visitors from nearby countries for surgery, dentistry, and specialized treatments at competitive rates. For residents, this dual system creates balance: reliable public care for everyday needs, and private clinics for speed, comfort, or advanced procedures. Many expats consider Malaysia one of the best places in Asia for healthcare, not only because of its quality and affordability, but because care here still feels personal, human, and grounded in quiet professionalism. They say Vietnamese women smile even in the monsoon rain, but anyone who has seen them weaving through the chaos of Hanoi's motorbike swarms or walking calmly along the misty rice terraces of Sapa knows the truth. Their beauty isn't in the smile. It's in the quiet strength that survives the storm. Vietnam stretches like a long, slender ribbon along the coast of Southeast Asia, a country where mountains, jungle, and ocean collide in a narrow strip of land. Wedged between China, Laos, and Cambodia, yet facing the vast South China Sea. With more than 100 million people, it's larger than many imagine, denser than Thailand, more populous than Germany, and buzzing with life from the Mekong Delta in the south to the ancient capital of Hanoi in the north. Though modest in size compared to regional giants, Vietnam stands as one of Asia's fastest rising cultural and economic centers, a place where war-scarred history meets a new era of energy, growth, and quiet confidence. Vietnam doesn't simply have traffic, it is traffic. In cities like Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh, the streets surge like living rivers of motorbikes, flowing, splitting, merging without ever truly stopping. At first it feels chaotic, a kind of madness with no rules. But stay a little longer and you start to see the rhythm. No aggression, just motion, constant, fluid, instinctive. Cars move slowly, buses honk softly, and pedestrians cross the street not by waiting for silence, but by stepping forward with calm, trusting the swarm to part around them. Sidewalks here aren't just for walking, they're extensions of life. A place for coffee stalls, plastic stools, barbers, food vendors, families eating dinner under the open sky. Because of that, walking becomes an adventure, weaving between people, scooters, and the smell of grilled meat drifting from every corner. Cycling works in calmer towns like Hội An or Dalat, where the air is cooler and the pace softer. But in the big cities, the motorbike reigns supreme. It's the fastest, cheapest, and most practical way to move, whether carrying a single rider or a family of 4 with groceries stacked like a moving tower. Traffic jams exist, of course, but they rarely turn angry. People wait, breathe, adjust, and glide forward again. In Vietnam, movement isn't just transportation, it's the pulse of the country. Loud, alive, and endlessly moving. Vietnamese women carry a kind of beauty that doesn't rush to be noticed. It arrives softly, like morning light on a rice field. Their features are delicate, smooth skin touched by sun and humidity, long dark hair that flows like river water, gentle eyes that seem to hold both kindness and quiet determination. They walk lightly, speak softly. But behind that softness lies a resilience shaped by centuries of work, family duty, and rebuilding after war. Their presence fills every corner of daily life. In markets at dawn, they balance baskets of fruit across their shoulders with effortless grace. In offices, universities, factories, and farm fields, they work with a focus that feels almost poetic. Vietnam has one of the highest female labor force participation rates in Asia, around 72%, far higher than many Western countries. Women run businesses, lead teams, study engineering, teach, design, manage households, and still find time to care for aging parents. Yet their path isn't without shadows. In politics, representation remains limited. Men dominate the upper levels of leadership. Traditional expectations, being a gentle daughter, a devoted wife, a patient mother, still shape their choices. Many shoulder a double workload, earning income while maintaining the home. And though beauty standards here are subtle, they are strict in their own way. Fair skin, slender frame, long hair, ideals that not every woman wants or can maintain. Still, when you watch a Vietnamese woman navigate the roar of traffic, negotiate prices at the market, or walk calmly through monsoon rain, you understand something deeper. Her beauty isn't fragile or decorative. It's born from endurance, responsibility, and a kind of quiet fire that never shows off, but never fades. Life in Vietnam moves like a song with two tempos. In the cities, the rhythm is fast, not stressful in the Western sense, but vibrant, dense, full of motion. Street vendors shout their morning greetings, motorbikes hum from sunrise to midnight, and coffee shops buzz with students, freelancers, and young entrepreneurs tapping on laptops over iced Robusta. Here, the energy never fully rests. Even late at night, Hanoi's Old Quarter and Saigon's Bui Vien still glow with neon, laughter, and the smoky scent of street food. But move just a few kilometers outward, and the tempo shifts completely. Neighborhoods grow quiet, families sit on low stools outside their homes, and the loudest sound might be a neighbor's kettle boiling or a child riding a bicycle down the alley. In the countryside, life slows even more. Rice fields stretching under golden light, farmers returning home at dusk, and evenings spent cooking together as the air cools. Vietnam suits many kinds of people. For families, the warmth of community and the strong focus on children create a sense of belonging. For students, education is accessible, cities are affordable, and the youth culture is open and ambitious. Freelancers and digital nomads find a balance of low costs, lively cafes, fast internet, and endless inspiration in the atmosphere. Even retirees find comfort in the slow coastal towns like Nha Trang or Da Nang, where mornings begin with swimming and evenings end with quiet walks along the shore. Vietnam's lifestyle is a blend of calm and chaos, tradition and modernity. A place where you can work fast, live slow, laugh often, and always feel like something meaningful is happening just around the corner. Vietnam's nature feels like a collection of worlds stitched into one long, narrow land. To the north rise the fog-covered mountains of Sapa and Ha Giang, where terraced rice fields carve emerald steps into the hillsides. In the center, marble peaks surround ancient towns, and long stretches of coastline shine with turquoise water. The south opens into the endless Mekong Delta, a maze of rivers, palm trees, floating markets, and humid, fragrant air. Despite rapid urbanization, the country still offers countless places to breathe. Cities can be intense. Air quality in Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh often dips due to traffic and construction. But parks, lakes, and leafy boulevards soften the edges. Locals gather at Hoan Kiem Lake from morning Tai Chi, jog along the Saigon River at dusk, or escape to mountain towns like Dalat, where pine forests and cool breezes replace the tropical heat. Along the coast, the air grows cleaner, the wind sharper. Towns like Hoi An, Quy Nhon, and Phu Quoc offer beaches lined with palm trees, clear shallows, and quiet spots to watch fishing boats drift like small lanterns at sunrise. In national parks, Phong Nha, Cat Ba, Ba Be, limestone caves, jungles, and wildlife show a side of Vietnam that feels almost untouched. Here, nature isn't something distant. It's woven into daily life. In the smell of rain, the sound of geckos at night, the breeze carrying the scent of the sea. For those seeking fresh air, open skies, and landscapes that seem carved by emotion itself, Vietnam delivers more than expected. Vietnam's history is a long thread woven from kingdoms, colonization, war, and rebirth, and you feel it everywhere. In Hanoi, ancient temples sit beside French-era boulevards, and the scent of incense drifts through courtyards older than many European nations. The imperial city of Hue, once home to emperors, still stands with its moss-covered gates and quiet lotus ponds, holding the memory of a dynasty that shaped the nation's identity. Culture here is layered, gentle, and proud. Festivals light up the year. Tet, the Lunar New Year, turns the whole country into a sea of red banners, peach blossoms, and family gatherings that last for days. Mid-Autumn Festival fills streets with lanterns swinging like fireflies. In the countryside, traditional crafts still survive. Silk weaving in Hoi An, pottery in Bat Trong, wood carving in Hue. What makes Vietnam truly unique is the way its past and present stand side by side without competing. Street cafes play modern pop, while elderly men read poetry under banyan trees. Young people share bubble tea beside 1,000-year-old pagodas. Nothing feels forced or staged. History lives naturally in everyday gestures, in the food, in the way people respect ancestors, in the rhythm of conversations that always circle back to family. Vietnam doesn't shout its culture. It invites you in quietly, with warm hands and stories that linger long after you leave. Vietnam's social atmosphere feels warm from the moment you arrive. Not loud or overwhelming, but gently welcoming, like someone pulling up a plastic stool and saying, "Sit, eat with us." Locals aren't overly expressive at first, yet their friendliness runs deep. A stranger will help you cross the street, explain a bus route, or recommend a dish with the same care they'd offer a neighbor. Conversations start easily, especially over food or coffee. Young people are curious, open-minded, and quick to connect, often eager to practice English or share stories about family, work, and dreams. Older generations may seem more reserved, but once trust is built, they offer sincere warmth, inviting you into their home, pouring tea, sharing fruit from their garden. For newcomers, integration feels surprisingly smooth. Expats settle quickly, thanks to the casual, unpretentious vibe of Vietnamese daily life. In cafes, co-working spaces, markets, and small restaurants, interactions flow naturally. People don't judge quickly. They observe, smile, and slowly draw you into their world. Vietnam's community is built on small gestures, helping a neighbor carry groceries, chatting with the vendor who remembers your favorite dish, children waving at you from doorways. It's not a place where people isolate themselves. Life spills onto the streets, connecting everyone. Here, even in the busiest cities, you rarely feel alone. The country's social fabric has a softness, a closeness, a sense that whether you're local or foreign, there's always a place waiting for you at the table. Education in Vietnam is taken seriously, not just by institutions, but by families themselves. Children often study late into the evening, guided by parents who see schooling as the surest path to opportunity. The country has a surprisingly strong academic culture, with literacy rates near 95% and a growing emphasis on science, technology, and foreign languages. Universities in Hanoi, Ho Chi Minh City, and Da Nang attract both local and international students, offering programs in engineering, medicine, IT, and business. Even in smaller towns, schools maintain a disciplined structure, uniforms, morning assemblies, and a deep respect for teachers. Healthcare, meanwhile, is a story of contrast. Major cities have modern hospitals, private clinics, and specialized centers with well-trained doctors, especially in fields like cardiology, pediatrics, and surgery. Many urban residents choose private facilities for faster service and better comfort, though costs vary widely. In rural regions, access can be more limited, distances are long, and equipment is older. Still, community health centers remain active, and the government continues expanding coverage and training. Vietnam's medical system may not always feel luxurious, but it is effective, practical, and improving each year. Telemedicine, smart clinics, and international partnerships are rising. People rely on a blend of modern treatment and traditional remedies, herbal medicine, acupuncture, and therapies passed down through generations. For newcomers, both education and healthcare feel approachable, affordable, and steadily modernizing, supported by a culture that values learning, care, and resilience. Vietnam's economy feels like a country mid-stride, fast, determined, and pushing forward with the energy of a rising generation. Once built on agriculture, it has transformed into one of Asia's most dynamic manufacturing and export hubs. Electronics, textiles, furniture, and machinery fill its ports every day, linking Vietnam to markets across the world. Cities like Ho Chi Minh and Hanoi pulse with startups, tech firms, finance offices, and creative studios, drawing young talent from every province. Job opportunities are expanding across industries. Manufacturing and logistics offer stable work. Tourism fuels coastal towns. IT and digital services grow at double-digit rates, and foreign companies continue to invest, attracted by affordable labor, strategic location, and political stability. Salaries vary widely. Urban professionals earn far more than rural workers, but the cost of living remains manageable for many. English speakers often find opportunities in education, tech support, marketing, and hospitality. Yet the growth comes with challenges. Competition in major cities is intense, and inequality between urban and rural regions persists. Many small businesses operate on thin margins, and workers in factories or construction face long hours. Still, the overall direction is upward. Poverty has dropped dramatically. Infrastructure improves each year, and the country attracts billions in foreign investment. Vietnam's work culture is disciplined but adaptable. People hustle, running side businesses, freelancing, or helping family shops. The entrepreneurial spirit is everywhere. Street vendors expanding into cafes, young developers launching apps, designers creating brands from tiny studios. This is a country where ambition feels alive in the air, a place building its future with steady hands, big dreams, and an optimism that refuses to slow down.